Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tech Talks, a segment on this channel where we invite professionals in the field of autism advocacy, education, and services to share a little bit about their experiences. Today, I have with me a very special guest, Lexie Pandullo, a technician at the Rutgers University Center for Autism Research, Education, and Services. Lexie, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Lexie Pandullo. I work at Children's Specialized Hospital, RUCARES, where I've been a registered behavior technician for almost 2 years now. And I just graduated the Rutgers Graduate School of Applied Professional Psychology back in May. So still at the clinic, and I love every single day.
Yeah, that's great. And so we know that you work at RU Cares, but could you provide a few more details regarding what you do specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a case. A lot of the times we as technicians will have like a case with another technician, or sometimes we'll have floaters. So depending on how many kids we have in the clinic, how many clients, we typically two people have a client, and we work with them and collaborate with other technicians. And so this is going to be my third case that I have currently, but I've also floated and helped other cases where I technically didn't have my own assigned kid every single day, but I was helping other teams, which I've also loved to be a part of because you get to watch different assessments be run, different treatments. It's really been such an amazing experience so far, and I've learned so much. And having a case of my own with another technician has been amazing because we're able to collaborate and help each other out and help out our client and work with the families. So really, a typical day with having a client looks like just checking in with BCBAs, BCBADs about what next steps to take, a lot of graphing, a lot of data collection, tons of data collection on almost everything, everything we think that's important, and collaborating with the caregivers on things that they want us to work on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I know you work with the severe behavior program at RU Cares, right?
Yes.
Could you talk a little bit about, what the severe behavior program aims to accomplish with their services?
Yeah, absolutely. We have all of our clients and patients all come from different backgrounds and different severities of their behaviors. And our goal really is to work with the families and these children to help decrease some of that challenging behavior that really is impacting both them and their families' lives. That's really what the main goal is, especially with having siblings. A lot of our kids' siblings are also on the spectrum or also have autism, and it's very hard because there's different severities, and there's just, the caregivers are really, I've met some amazing caregivers who really give their all to these kids, and they collaborate so well with us and the school. And our main goal is really to just make life easier for the client and their family.
Sure.
And I've seen tremendous amount of successes and kids going back into school, back into district, and coming in for follow-up. We have this thing called follow-up where once our kids are discharged and it's their last day, they come for 1 day a week, for a couple months. They'll come every, let's say, Monday for a couple weeks, then they come once a month, and then we start to decrease how many times they come in. But it's so nice to see when you have these follow-up sessions, like the maintenance and the generalization and the family stories, how we used the treatment here in Disney World. We took our kids on vacation, and we were never able to do that in the past, and they're going to the grocery store, and it's really that's what makes it so meaningful.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's really truly amazing the work that you do at RU Cares. But I know a lot of our audience members probably have never heard of this job before or have not been exposed to it. So could you sort of say how you came to learn about this job and what got you interested and how you came to work at RU?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, as I was saying earlier, I just graduated from the Graduate School of Applied and Professional Psychology. I was on the ABA track at Rutgers for the past 2 years, and we have to complete fieldwork hours as a part of our completion of the degree, and I was looking at some places early on, and I wanted to do school system, I wanted to do clinic. I was kind of all over the place, but I didn't know too much what I wanted to do. And then my fellow coworker, who I work with now, it was in one of my classes, and she was telling me about RUCARES, and I've always been inspired to work in a behavioral program. I've had a lot of experience working with children and adults with special needs because my brother has autism. So I grew up being a part of camps, babysitting, sleepaway camps, Special Olympics programs. So I've always been a part of working with the special needs community, but this seemed something different that I haven't been used to. And so when my fellow classmate told me about RU Cares, I was like, let me apply, and just it seems like it would be up my alley.
Mhm.
And it wasn't all what I expected. It definitely was a lot more than what I thought. But I truly believe like it was meant for me and a sign. I've learned so much just connecting with these kids. And when I say kids too, we go up to 21. So I always use the term kids, but adults. And that's something that I've learned as I continue to meet more people and more of our clients, because we do have 21-year-olds and they want to be treated like an adult, and they, we have a lot of like kid toys, and we have a lot of, things for our younger audience. But it's been a pleasure to work with these adults and like get them experienced with daily living skills and job opportunities and practicing what you do when you go to a grocery store. What do you do at home, cleaning and sorting money, and, hopefully preparing them for a job one day, and like just getting them used to like their things their age appropriate. Like it's been really cool to be a part of all different ages. I had a 21-year-old client, I've had a 9-year-old client, in the middle 14. So I've been able to see each age, which has been really awesome. And being a part of RUCARES has been the absolute best, and just being able to use my classwork as studying for work and having work be where I apply all the knowledge I learned in school. I always say like work really helped me graduate, because just understanding like the terminology and everything being in class, and it's very hard if you're not applying it to the real world. It's very hard to understand and to visualize what an assessment would look like. And to add on top of that, the challenging problem behavior, and, you're just taught in school how to conduct an assessment, but they're not teaching you, okay, well, if the child is having self-interest behavior, or if they're having aggression, how do you continue to keep that contingency in place? And so there's a lot of moving factors, and it's been really cool to share some of my stories in school, because a lot of people haven't worked in a severe behavior program, and they're working in other schools and different clinics. So it's been nice to hear their stories too. But I do really love working here. I truly do. And it's been life-changing, honestly.
Right. Yeah. And as someone who has a brother with autism also, I've seen really firsthand sort of how the work that you guys do can help them become more assimilated with, the society that we live in, and learn the skills that they need, even for job searching in the future, hopefully. But I know that you've learned so much from, your job and working with these children and adults. Could you talk a little bit specifically about how this job has, changed your outlook on life, and how you go about your day-to-day, your mindset, sort of?
Oh, absolutely. That's a great question. I say this to a lot of people. I truly do feel like a different person than I was 2 years ago when I started. I think the line I most use is that the things I thought mattered don't. And, you, like I said earlier, you see these caregivers, what they go through, and you see these patients and these clients, what they go through, and, the little daily stuff, the traffic, the, getting a bad grade, those things don't matter when you see like how hard it is for some families. And I think I've just become so much more grateful for my situation and being able to help these families as much as I possibly can. And I really do look at life completely differently, just based off the things I've seen and the things I've heard, and, family stories. And, I think the mental part is a challenging piece that they don't talk about as much because you think you're just on go, 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 and you're running all these assessments and you're running all these treatments. But when you go home, that's when I like think about like,
Right.
wow, like they have it really tough. Like, I'm only experiencing, maybe some challenge behavior for a few hours a day. And these are people's lives. Like, these caregivers are able to leave for a little while and go to the store, help their other children, and we're able to take care of them. And, it's very important that we keep our composure as much as possible because they're really looking at us and looking for that reassurance. And even if we're holding up, just holding our breath while doing it, just as much as possible, like just really, I think building a good rapport with the caregivers is the most important part because they know it too. And they just need that glimpse of like, somebody gets it. Like I've had so many parents apologize to me, like, I'm so sorry that they were having behaviors, and I'm like, this is the job. This is this. If I was nervous about I wouldn't pick this place. Like I would, work somewhere else. So please do not apologize. Like this is why we're here, and luckily every technician that I work with gets that, and we're all like, this is we get it. Like this is where it's supposed to happen. You don't have to feel like an outcast. We're all the same here. And so I do think just like everything I do now, I just kind of keep that in the back of my head that, it could be so much worse, like beyond more than I can think of. And it just really has shown me to be appreciative and grateful for my life every day.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's really clear that RUCARES has fostered sort of like a foundation of empathy and understanding with you, and just from your energy we can really see how like positive you are as a person and sort of the energy that you bring to RUCARES and to their caregivers, but I'm sure like any job there's challenges, right? And specifically working with these severe behaviors, it can be mentally taxing and physically taxing, of course. So could you kind of tell our audience a little bit about what motivates you to keep going and what helps you go to work every day?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually have a great story that will align with that this past week. I just started with my new client this past Wednesday, and the caregiver told us that he thinks that this is summer camp. That was the only way I was able to get him out the door. He thinks this is summer camp. So like, great. Like, thanks for letting us know. We will run with that. Like, we will treat everything like it's camp. He's higher functioning, so he's aware where he is. He's been in other clinics before. But we made it as fun as we possibly could. And while it's not really a, fun place, for a teenager, it's really not. I probably wouldn't want to spend my days there, but, we make it as fun as we possibly can, building as much rapport as possible, calling the therapist counselors and just making it as fun of an experience as we can. And at the end of the day, he was getting picked up and he was like, I really don't want to leave. Like, I want to come back. I want to stay. And even after a challenging day, just with a bunch of different things, with other teams or whatever, like, I was like, and this is why, like, I love what I do. Like, he just was genuinely happy with us and the stuff we were making and making light of everything. And we really were just trying our best to make him as comfortable as possible. And that was me and my other co-therapists. Our goal was to just make him as comfortable as possible. And that was really like it was just like a reassurance, like, okay, like, you're so worried about making sure they're happy and that they don't feel like they're being tested all day and that this is like, a laboratory. Like, I get nervous sometimes, like, that these kids think that, and I don't want them to feel that way, because I've seen ABA programs and I've been a part of other schools and I've observed, and I just, these kids know a lot more than we know, and they're very aware. And, my biggest thing is to treat every single kid the same and accommodate, of course, based off different abilities and needs, but they know and they're listening. And I always say that at work, if you ever have to talk about something, let's talk about it outside. Of course, there's emergent situations where you have to tell another therapist something, but they know and they're listening, and don't talk about the kid in front of them. And it just was a really like nice thing to know, like, after 2 days, like, it's I was like, okay, like he likes it. He likes us. Like he's happy here. So I would say that. And then going back to like when the caregivers explain how much they're grateful for us, and finally they found somebody that understands their child, like it really, that means like the world. And you know, I've had built such good relationships with these parents, and I haven't even like worked with some of these kids, just saying hi to them in the hallway, and the parents will come up to me and be like, thank you so much, and like a simple hi, like, you know, just like change their day. And it's just, that's what motivates me to keep going and seeing the progress and how amazing they're doing, and talking and using their assisted communication devices when they came in having no like vocal behavior or any language ability at all. So it's just been, I would say that's what really motivates me, is just seeing the progress.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as fulfilling as it is for you, I'm sure it's so refreshing for the, you know, kids and the adults to be treated as like a person at RUCARES, and
Right.
yeah, to really have that experience. So it's really great to see what you guys are doing. But sort of to deviate a little bit from that, you know, here at the Tectrum Alliance, we really highlight the role of technology in, you know, autism services. And I see, you know, how iPads are being used at RUCARES. So if you could sort of talk a little bit about that and sort of its role in the work that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I don't know where we would be without technology. I really don't. The iPads are a saving grace. Not just the Subway Surfers or the Minion Rush apps, not just those, even though they do really help as reinforcers. I mean, I've never seen so many different types of communication apps before, such as Touch Chat or Proloquo, which is like the main ones that we use at RUCares. And I've had firsthand experience with one of my clients who had really not used his AAC device for years, and when he came to us and we were really able to teach him how to use it, and the discrimination between the words and the icons, like he's fluent with it now, like completely fluent. And it's been so amazing because, you know, I read and watch a lot of like documentaries and books from, you know, years past, and like early 2000s, 90s, 80s, where they didn't have that. And these poor people are, you know, these individuals who can't communicate are either learning sign, which is also fantastic and amazing, but it's hard, and or they're, you know, they're using the PEX board, and they're holding these big boards, and they're, you know, flipping. And just to, in case anybody didn't know what a PEX, a picture exchange card system, just to show like the different icons of what they wanted to say. And there's these big bulky books that they're bringing out with them, and it's a lot. Like it's a lot. And I think the iPad has really just changed the game for these families and these kids, and like they're so quick with it. And the amount of folders we've had kids that are like, I want Chick-fil-A with this and that and Taco Bell, and I'm like, oh my god, like I like love it when they're like so fast, and you know, they're communicating with us, and it's like amazing. But I mean, I could go on and on about the technology and the ways that we're able to collect data is unheard of. We have this thing called Be Data Pro, which collects data during sessions, where the director and the owner of our clinic actually created, Dr. Wayne Fisher, and it's the most incredible use of technology I've ever seen in my life. Just having different, it looks like a video game. That's the way I think of it as. I always tell people from training, like it's like a video game, and you know, they have these different keys, and if the kid starts engaging in stereotypy or playing with a toy, there's different keys for that, and it's like so amazing. So I can go on and on about the use of technology, but the iPads specifically are great reinforcers too for these kids, because they work up to the iPad. I'd say a majority of these kids, the iPad is the most preferred. I would say some kids won't touch it, but a lot of them really enjoy playing games, watching YouTube. So it's been like such a game changer for, you know, rewards and like reinforcers, and something that they can work up to throughout the week and like look forward to it.
Yeah. for sure. And I think it's super cool, how technology has sort of changed, the scope of autism research and services. And, I'm sure, working at RUCARES, you've had so many different experiences and you've learned so much by working with these patients and individuals. So, sort of to end this off and give a little word to our audience, do you have anything that you would like to share or that we can learn from your experiences and any words of wisdom, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I could go on, and I already have, but I'll keep it short. Kind of to reiterate what I've said before, um, that we don't realize how much these individuals with autism know what we're saying, even if they can't communicate it. And I really try to keep that in my head at all times when I'm talking to them, when I'm passing by, talking about their behaviors. Like, they can't control it, and that's why we're here. And I think that the biggest thing is just trying to have that perspective, even if you're having a tough day. Of course, we've all had it, but just keeping in mind that this is why we're here, to help them, and treating them just like everybody else, and doing your best to just accommodate their needs. And I've used the example of my brother, and I see like how much ABA has impacted his life, and so I know that it can help other people. And I think even if you don't see change right away, it does work, and it does happen, and it might be slow, but it works. And just being kind to everybody, and just doing what you can and being grateful, I think, is like the best piece of advice I could give.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you so much again, Lexie, for agreeing to speak with us today.
Of
I'm sure
course.
our audience has learned so much about your role as a technician at RU Cares and sort of how you're changing the autism community for the better. And to our audience, if you have any questions in regarding to this, please leave a comment down below. And also, if you have, any certain roles in the autism community you would like us to expand on in the next Tech Talk session, please also comment that. We hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.